All right, looks like they are increasing the arena. Okay, so Yelena, then Nathaniel, then Xerxes, or not Xerxes, Xavier. All right, new arena code is this. Let's just have just the people that are going to be playing enter. Yeah, they made a new arena. I just put it in the. I put the ID in the chat, and then the password's just going to be 11. Good afternoon, and welcome to a special presentation for Elite Esports. We are in the final week of the regular season, and today is our final high school crew battles matchup. It's going to be, once again, Team LOL against the Elite Academic Academy Eagles. First up for the Eagles will be Genesis. She is a sword fighting specialist, but this time it appears that she is going to be playing Young Link. So Genesis opening with a Young Link pick, and Cuber Nerd opening up with a Wolf pick. You saw that last time that these two teams faced off. We'll see if Elite is able to make those key adjustments. And Wolf already had a pretty sizable lead against Genesis. Genesis goes for a down air, does get Wolf up to 79, but Genesis at 133, trying to use some of those Link projectiles to keep Wolf away, but she gets caught up and just barely able to get that sword through that bottom part of the platform and get her way back onto the stage. But it is Wolf who comes in with the forward air and secures the first stock in this match. Genesis tries to go for a grab to get a early advantage on her second stock now, but she's has to close this one out first, lest the Wolf get too much momentum in this one. Now Wolf with a forward air and a down air now gets a very sizable lead onto his second stock. He might be able to take a 2-0 lead against Genesis here. Genesis knocks him away, tries to keep away with that boomerang, tries to use a bomb, but Wolf grabs the bomb on his own, chucks at the floor, and kind of negates any of the value. Genesis uses an up air, pokes the Wolf in his bottom, and the Wolf flies off into the sunset. Genesis secures her first kill of the match, but has a lot of catching up to do. She's at 117. Couple quick hits there with the up air and the forward air from Young Link. Does create a good start. Now up to 50. Cuber Nerd again with those devastating back airs. He's gotten a lot of value from the Wolf back airs, both in the last time these two teams faced and in today's matchup. Genesis gets back onto the stage. Luckily, Link has some pretty good recovery, but Cuber Nerd making a great effort to keep her away from the side of the stage. Both players firing some projectiles off. It is Cuber Nerd that has the stage advantage. Genesis still getting back onto the stage. She down airs. She tries to go for the up special, but he barely gets out of it. Grab just a little bit too far outside. Cuber Nerd posturing for another back air to hopefully close this one out and get a 2-stock lead going into the second round. A little bit early on the up smash was Wolf. And so surviving for another couple seconds is Genesis. But that time he comes in with the dash attack. And he's able to secure the first 3 stocks for the side of Team LOL. Next up for the Eagles in this first round is going to be Ruby Runes. Ruby Runes has played a lot of Pyra/Mythra, and he's done a great job this season. He has improved tremendously and happens to be the only player on the Elite Academic Academy High School Super Smash Bros. Team representing our school within the championship bracket for the High School Esports League. So excited to see what he's able to do in this final matchup today. But he's got a lot of catching up to do. Does open up with his signature Pyra/Mythra pick. He's gone to favor that a lot more than his Pokemon Trainer pick. And for good reason, he's been a lot more consistent on it as of late. Cuber Nerd will lead to SD. It looks like regardless, both players are going to be going at it. Both players kind of even, but Cuber with a early lead. He does avoid the up special, shielding it well. Ruby's kind of dashing around, looking for an opening. Kind of catches with the neutral B just on the tail end of it. Goes for an early side B. And that provides Cuber the opening that he needs to grab and punish with Wolf. But a little too open there, as he is susceptible to the Pyra up special. Ruby's at 139. But fails to dodge on that platform. Cuber doing a good job of holding him out. Ruby grabs, kicks him to the side, but it's not far enough away on the platform. Wolf going for a couple grabs. This time he does grab, goes for a down throw. A little bit of a punish now. Ruby's at 33, but he's going to need to start doing a lot of damage here. He hasn't been able to land a hit in quite some time. Now, Cuber Nerd at 1, but Ruby Rune's already with a stock gone. Now looks like we're going to go for a restart as the self-destruct rule wasn't properly followed. You're going to restart the second round here. Team LOL still with an 8-6 stock lead. Both players taunting to signal they're ready. And Wolf fires a projectile. And was able to attack him with the tail end of his neutral special in the air. He has gotten some value out of that. But he's going to need to use more than that if he wants to be able to come back against this feisty canine. Is short hopping into potential openings, but Wolf just doing a good job, just kind of staying away. Does get caught out by the edge of that hitbox. Ruby's able to get an advantage. Does dash away from the Wolf, who soars over his head and comes in with a dash attack. That is Wolf with the advantage, but he releases the shield too early, and Ruby Ruins gets a huge chunk of damage off of these. Forward smash, he dodges back to the center, doesn't go for the grab, recently enough, but is able to get another chunk of damage with the burning edge. But it is Wolf who is patiently waiting for that up special to come in. And luckily, that platform saving Ruby Ruins from what would have been a KO from that up smash. Another grab and throw puts Wolf onto the advantage. And that will be a quick little forward tilt. Ruby Ruins did go for the up special, but it was hanging around a little bit too long. The ending lag was easily punishable, and Wolf takes advantage. No players shielding, but no players grabbing, and it is Wolf again. Comes in. A quick back air. He's doing a really good job of starting his approaches with that neutral B with a little projectile from his laser gun, covering his approaches. Regardless if it's hit, it allows him to just move a little bit closer, get something started. Again fires off a side special, but it's not, or a side smash, but it's not quite strong enough to get him knocked out. He dodges away, does fire another forward smash. Again, the lack of it being fully charged does not provide enough knockback to secure a KO for Ruby Runes. Dashes in, luckily gets away from the Wolf there, and this time hits him with a short hop into a down air. The down air has been a really productive move for Ruby Ruins. The Wolf comes right back, not even wasting any time to get both players down to one stock. Both players dashing and looking for the opening. The Wolf shields, grabs, dashes forward, and punishes Ruby Ruins for being a little bit too aggressive. Ruby starts off with a side special. Dashes over Ruby Ruins, but wisely shields these side specials. Still no players going for grabs when they're both really close and shielding. Ruby Ruins too quick with the side special. Wolf able to get away. Tries to go for a neutral special, and it seems like he's playing too heavy of a special game in this one. And Wolf doing a really good job of just keeping away. Players dashing around each other. It is Wolf that gets the first hit with that projectile, but needs to get away due to the platform being close to him. So now with Ruby Ruins at 138, he might be able to just zone him out with a couple of these up airs. Doesn't take advantage of the ending lag from the up special there. Ruby Ruins has to be careful. Dives right into the back air of the Wolf. And Keyboard Nerd doing a really good job and securing 6 stocks on his own. Defending the last 3 stocks for the Eagles in this one will be X-Man, none other than X-Man himself, our Incineroar player. And he'll have his work cut out for him in this one. We're beginning on with round 3 of set 1. And X-Men going off with the Samus pick. Or SD'ing twice. And has done a very tremendous job on this wolf. It has stifled the Eagles thus far. He throws out a projectile to start. X-Men on with the Samus, trying to just keep them away. These rushdown characters giving the players on the Eagles a little bit of a hard time, to say the least. Hubert already putting X-Men at 57, make that to 69. X-Men's running right into the claws of the wolf. And fires his down special off. Wolf reflects it. X-Men charges up that neutral special, but fires it off to the side of the screen. Nobody was there. Maybe just wanted to get rid of it before. Comes away with a nice forward air, but it is X-Men that is on the defensive already, with already at 103. If he wants any chance to make nothing less of a miraculous comeback, he does need to secure his first stock. Does get a DI there to avoid dying, but the stage advantage held on by the wolf is doing wonders here. Not letting any of the players on the Eagles get close. It does get a little bit of chip damage from the down special. Does try to go for the side smash, but it is shielded. And Hubert turns around, right back, side smashes X-Man to secure another stock for his team. down airs. Gets Hubernerd at 99. But he's just running right into these projectiles from the laser gun. Wolf covers back onto the stage, grabs Samish and chucks her into the floor. X-Men already at 68. Does find an opening with the wrist rockets. Charges up to neutral B. Hubernerd with a quick reflect, trying to anticipate it. X-Men uses it, but Wolf was already in the air. Did not matter. He gets another up special. Now X-Men already at 99. Both players trading projectiles, and it is Wolf that kicks him away with a back air. The back air doing wonders again. And waits, turns around, sweeps his legs with the down smash. Finally, the big bad Wolf is taken care of, but not before taking out 8 stocks for the side of the Eagles. Now, second player finally in for Team LOL, and it is going to be Dave, 2301. Recording Ness, X-Men, SDing twice. Maybe looking a little bit outmatched on that Samus pick there. And it looks like we're going to have maybe a disconnect on my end, so we may not be able to watch this one, unfortunately. We will update you as these scores come in. And it looks like X-Men had a 3 stock in that last game and will be staying in. Absolute heroics from the X-Men that we unfortunately could not see on stream. And X-Men was able to 3 stock the nest despite we didn't see it. I swear it happened, guys. You just gotta believe me. Some crazy things do happen. He is SDing twice, but now has to face Spider Piggy, who has chosen to go Piranha Plant. So an interesting pick and a new threat for the X-Men that he must face. Piranha Plant doing what he can to just keep Samus away. Maybe it could be a counter pick scenario. We've seen Spider Piggy play Donkey Kong before. X-Men barely missing that grab. And early on, Spider Piggy forcing the advantage. And X-Men already at 79. It might be a little too late for the X-Men to come back in this one. Spider Piggy just zoning him out with every projectile possible. X-Men dives into the center, and Spider Piggy walks around him and back airs him, hitting him with the back end of that copper pot. Maybe it is a clay pot. I think it's copper. They're pipes, right? Spider Piggy maybe taking the loss of his teammate personally. Still at 0 with X-Men at 149%. Spider Piggy grabs and throws him and calculates a nicely calculated spike ball, hit X-Men in the face and take him out. So a little bit closer than initially thought, but Team LOL comes away with a 1-0 lead. We'll be moving on to set 2 shortly. So with Team LOL up 1-0, we're going to move on to set 2. Opening up set 2 for the Eagles is going to be Genesis. We'll see if she sticks with the young Link pick or goes back to her main Byleth to start this one. And it looks like Spider Piggy will be opening set number 2 for Team LOL. And Genesis just going back to her roots. Oh, looks like we'll need to... We'll be right back. Look, we have to reset the stage as it was in battlefield form and not the correct.
Allow me to demonstrate.
All right, we are moving in. We're moving back in. And the correct stage has been picked. It is College Pokemon League with the platforms in the correct space. Spider Piggy once again going with the Piranha Plant that stifled X-Men in the last one. Genesis already at 79. Spider Piggy doing a good job of just keeping these players away, using the Piranha Plant's weird arsenal to zone people out. He spins his leaves around, gets back onto the stage, but Genesis spirals around with the neutral air, tries to get an advantage, isn't able to move in, but she grabs him through the purple mist and dodges what is the forward air, or what is a aerial attack from the Piranha Plant, and has what was an amazing recovery, grabbing the side of the stage and then grabbing the top of the stage to avoid death. She grabs Spider Piggy, she throws him around, she pokes him away with that long lance. Spider Piggy is going to get right back up on the stage, she propels himself, and then mashes A, chomping at the bit at Byleth. Getting her all the way up to 121, smacking her around with the side of the copper pot. Securing the first stock in set 2. Now Genesis doing what she can to keep him away with some of those up aerials. She shields Spiky Ball, but Spider Piggy, hiding in the shroud of purple mist, strikes and gets Genesis up 38. He jabs again. Genesis waits out the deadly teeth of the Piranha Plant and then grabs and throws him away. Pokes him out with an arrow. Spider Piggy still able to get back onto the stage. Genesis really just going to need to redline Spider Piggy's recovery. She's just going to be too good with that Piranha Plant. Narrowly avoiding that smash attack. But now getting mashed and thrown down by the teeth. Getting gnawed on. Now Genesis at 90. A lot of that even score has kind of gone away. Spider Piggy now building a lead in this one. Shields the smash attack. Now picking Genesis up to 110. Shields. Just looking for an opening to poke him around. The Spider Piggy takes advantage of the indecisiveness from Genesis and down airs her. Now taking a 2-stock lead before a stock has been taken. But Genesis runs right into the Shroud of Purple and pokes him away with a back air. And she takes her first stock in this set 2. Players dodging around, but it is Spider Piggy with a very impressive lead. He swats her away. players looking for another opening, but Spider Piggy does have the advantage. He tries to get Genesis caught into the spiky ball and into the side smash. Genesis did not fall for it. Now he has built a stage advantage here. Genesis making nothing short of a miraculous recovery again. That's the second time she's done that this game. It appears we'll have another connection error, so we will update you as the ending of this game comes through. But so far, it looks like Spider Piggy will be able to close this one out. Representing the Eagles, second in this set 2 is going to be Waku X2. She's played a lot of Inkling, but we've seen a lot more of the Sonic lately coming out from Waku. We'll see if the Sonic is able to deal with this ferocious plant from the side of Team LOL. So luckily, neither player is taking damage, as Waku a little bit hasty. Of course, what more on theme for Sonic rather than be hasty? But it is Spider Piggy that lands the first hit. He comes away with some of those jabs, and then that Everest dangerous spiky ball. I'm not sure what the current terminology is from Mario Brothers, but my 8-year-old self definitely called it the spiky ball. What else would I call it? That's exactly what it is. Spider Piggy shielding himself that purple mist and using that to go right in. Waku X2 trying to stay away. She does land a back air. She does land a neutral special. Gets Spider Piggy up to 42 or 46. But now is it vulnerable? She waits out both smash attacks, waiting out the first one, dodging the second one. But runs head first into none other than Spiky Ball. And Spider Piggy noticing that, coming away with a back air to secure yet another stock for Team LOL. He grabs, uses a down throw. It's a lot of damage, but does miss the ball that time. And Waku able to charge right in with a forward air, but misses the grab. She was facing the other way. She charges in again. The Spider Pig able to trade that damage by just leaving the ball on the ground. Now this time he traps her in the Shroud of Purple Mist, tosses her up, and an up smash is a very impressive combo from Spider Piggy, who might be able to 3-stock the blue demon that is Sonic the Hedgehog. But is at 90. Waku might be able to get away with this, taking 1 stock off of the ever dangerous Spider Piggy. He is very dangerous. He is the number 3 player in the West region, and he is sure playing like it today. He dash attacks. Waku goes in with a neutral special, but yet again, he leaves that spiky ball as a trap, as a parting gift. And Waku is able just to get damaged. She charges up. She kicks him to the side. Now 138. But she dashes a little bit too far to the side. Spider Piggy dodging to the center. Now is able to get a stage advantage here and uses that to push her all the way to the side. The overextending from Waku X2 proved to be a critical mistake. Spider Piggy able to get a restock. The ever dangerous Piranha Plant stifling the Eagles yet again. And defending the last 3 stocks, what could be the last 3 stocks of the season for the Eagles, it's going to be none other than X-Man. He might go Samus again. He might go Incineroar. I'd love to see the Incineroar one more time this season. But it appears he might be going Sephiroth. Seems that there could be a trick up his sleeve. And it looks like it will be Sephiroth. What could be the final round for the Eagles. Certainly down to their final 3 stocks. They need a miracle to keep this season going. And we'll see if X-Man can use some of the crazy wizard magic that Sephiroth has. Fire Piggy just kind of throwing that spiky ball out there. Maybe as a taunt. X-Man flashing his sword. He dodges the center. He tries to grab. The Spider Piggy just doing a good job of keeping away from him. Maybe trying to size him up. And it does get a little bit of an aura bomb onto Spider Piggy, but he's not able to. And so far, X-Man hasn't been able to get any realistic damage on to Spider Piggy. It seems to be figured out now. Spider Piggy with a huge stock advantage. And just missing the up special there. Despite X-Man's predictable recovery on the way back, he grabs, he tosses him up in the air, is able to get an up air off. But so far, nothing else. Spider Piggy just jumps over the projectile, shows he's not afraid, and back airs him off the stage, securing yet another stock for Team LOL. X-Man comes in with a good counter to the side special. The Spider Piggy yet again jumps over the projectile from X-Man. He turns around, he slices him, he sends him off the stage. He side specials back onto the stage. Spider Piggy trying to get a couple back airs in, maybe get another kill onto X-Man. X-Man grabs him, tosses him up in the air. He's at 100. He shields the up smash. X-Man shields the ball. Down airs himself back onto the stage. It's neck and neck, but it is Spider Piggy who has no stocks in this one. X-Man dashes him. He's up to 131. But it did not redline. Spider Piggy grabs, chomps him a couple times, and uses the ball to shield himself from the down air. That was certainly coming straight for his face. But using the ball in a unique way is Spider Piggy. All 3 of the aura bombs explode for Sephiroth. X-Man gets back onto the stage, and despite the aura bombs redlining, it is not enough for the knockback to get Spider Piggy out of there. X-Man pokes him at the bottom of the stage. Gets him down, but it looks like it might be a clean sweep of the Eagles by Spider Piggy. Seems to be kind of using this as a way to train for those individual playoffs. X-Men jumps onto the stage, and Spider Piggy just waiting, lurking at the bottom, jumps up, and much like we see Mario do right now, he chomps at X-Man. X-Man flies off of the screen. That will be it. Team LOL taking the match by a score of 2-0. Very impressive performances by both Hubernerd the Wolf and Spider Piggy the Piranha Plant. Thank you all for tuning in. This was the high school team's last game of the season. Fortunately, they will not be able to qualify for playoffs, but the middle school team will qualify for playoffs. The Marvel Rivals team will qualify for playoffs, and the Splatoon 3 team will qualify for playoffs. We will have our next stream for the Marvel Rivals playoff match next Tuesday, April 15th at 5 p.m. Pacific. Again, that is the Marvel Rivals match for the playoffs next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. As always, be elite. We see you all then for some playoff